Hey, what's up, everyone? Today we're diving into the world of if statements in Python. This is part of our ongoing series where we break down Python programming essentials. So let's get started. To start off, I want you to do a simple exercise where we have two variables, we add them together, then divide by another variable which stores a number, and then print the result into the console. So pause the video and give that a go. So I hope you tried that out, and I will now provide a simple solution. So we'll set a equal to 9, or 8, b equal to 10, and then print a plus b. So I said to add two variables together, we get 18. Now we'll add a third variable, c, which is equal to 2. And then put a plus b in parentheses to still retain the 18. And then divide 18 by c to get 9. So a plus b, which is 18, divided by c, which is 2, equals 9. So that was just a simple exercise to refresh what we learned in the last video. So, if statements. As we can see here, if statements are contained with some kind of condition, and if that condition is true, then we do some action. And then we have else, which is after all other checks have been done and they all return false, then else will provide a default case. So what will return instead of nothing? We'll have something returned as the default case. Okay, so we'll start off by learning these main ones. And it's really simple because less than and greater than are just represented by the actual symbol itself that we used in school. And less than or equal to is very similar. So let's just get started and figure it out along the way. So if some condition, so 10 is less than 12, then colon print EA. So I said that the condition has to return true, because if it's false, like this, 10 is greater than 12, well, this is false, and no action will be run. So if it's false, nothing will be run, and if it's true, the action that we have will be run. So that's it for the less than and greater than. Now we can also do less than or greater than or equal to. So is 10 greater than 12? No. Is it equal to 12? No. So we will get nothing in the console. But if we do 10 is greater than or equal to 10, well, 10 is equal to 10, but it's not greater than 10. So one of these are true. 10 is equal to 10, which is why it returns true, and the action is run, and we get EA. It's the same thing for less than. We also get EA. If we do 12, or is 10 less than 12? True. So we get EA. Now if we do 9, we get nothing because it's not equal to, and 10 is not less than 9 either. We can also do equal to. So to clear up some confusion, you can just define some variables. And with all these variables, we see something being assigned to it. So the equal sign acts like an assignment operator. So it assigns 9 to the variable A. It assigns 8 to the variable B, and it assigns 7 to the variable C. So to differentiate between when we're assigning and when we're comparing between two things, Python does so by having two equal signs to say, okay, now we are comparing instead of assigning. So this will compare, is 10 equal to 9 false, which is why this is not run. But if we do 10 is equal to 10, this is true, and the action is run. We can also do not equal to, which is represented by this exclamation. So not equal to, is 10 not equal to 10? That's false, and we get nothing. But if we do 11, well, 11 is not equal to 10, which is true. So we get the action printed out into the console. Yay. So that's it for those basic ones. We can also do AND, which is represented by just typing in AND. And we can say 11 is greater than 10, and 10 is less than 9. So AND combines both of these, and both of these have to be true for the if statement to run the action. So if this one's false, which it is, and this one's true, then this condition will return false. So both of them have to be true for the action to be run. So as you can see, we get nothing. But if we do 10 is greater than 9, we get yay because both of them are true. Now if I do OR, we can see 11 is greater than 10, which is true, but 10 is less than 9, which is false. So one of them is true, which is fine, and the if statement will run because this returns at least one of them true. So just to recap, OR just needs one of the conditions to be true. And if you remember, we also did the less than or equal to and greater than or equal to. Well, I said greater than or equal to. So either it can be greater than or equal to the number. So 10 can either be greater than or it can be equal to 9. Finally, we'll take a look at not. So if not, 10 less than 12. So not is basically an inverse. That's the best way to remember it. Is 10 less than 12? That's true. So in a normal case without not, this would run like so. But as soon as we add the not, it returns nothing. This is because not inverts whatever is returned. So if this is true, it will invert it and make it false. But if this returns false, which it does, then it's going to invert that and return true, which is why the action is being run. Finally, we can also do 10 less than 9, print yay. Finally, we can also do else, if, which Python simply just names it as elif. And if the action above is returning false, then it will move on to the next if. So instead of having multiple ifs, it doesn't really make sense to do that. Rather, it's best practice to just add an elif. Because if we're comparing numbers here only, and nothing related to strings, for example, or floating point numbers, then it's best practice to just keep like the number checking in one if statement. So elif is basically another if statement, but it goes on from the if. So if we delete this if, for example, we do 10 is less than 12, and then print yay, we should get an error. This is because the first if statement is basically the one that starts the if, and then elif is the next one that you can continue on with. So you can have multiple if statements, but you cannot have an elif statement by itself. It needs to have the first if statement, because this is the next check, basically. So we can do 10 is greater than 11. Print no. This returns nothing because this is false. Let's just do an example where it returns true. And it'll print out no. So let's make this false. And let's test out the default case. This is a default case of text. So I said that else is basically just the default case. So if you can imagine yourself typing in your email, your password when you're creating an account to a website, for example, and your password's not strong enough. So instead of returning nothing, it's going to return, okay, your password's not strong enough, and it's going to tell you to create a stronger password. So that's basically what this is. This is telling you that all the other checks are done and it's all false, because if one of them was true, then one of these actions would have been run. So if all of them are false, then else is just the default case. It's what you're going to do if all the rest of the checks are false. So that's it for if statements in this video. And in the comments below, I will add all the different logical operators we learned about, such as and, or, and not. And in the next video, we'll take a look at more complex if statements. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more videos like this.